being with yourself, trying to control something that is trying to get out of control or is built to be out of control. And racing for me is focusing a lot on the present. For me, that's the key thing. And it's sort of, racing removes the noise that surrounds usually life. Life is surrounded by all sorts of noise and worries and happy things, happy thoughts and everything. But, you know, racing generates silence around that noise. That's what racing is for me. So I've raced this wonderful and spectacular Carrera Panamericana. I believe this will be my 7th or 8th year. I would have to check on that, but I believe it's my 7th. In a row, absolutely in a row. This sort of thing, once you taste it, you just can't get enough of it. Ever since I was a kid was to race the Dakar rally. So in order to get familiar with rally, I checked what were the options of the best rally racing in the world, and obviously I was familiar and had heard about La Carrera Panamericana. So I started into rallying in the Mexican Rally Championship in order to prepare myself for La Carrera, race the first Carrera with the goal of Dakar. The problem I had was that I completely fell in love with this format and everything, and I've been doing it ever since. So the car is a Porsche 911, 1974. It's built now to be an RSR. It was not born RSR, but it is now formatted that way. We're running a 3.8 liter engine, which is the maximum displacement we can use for the category, which is the category I race is the Historica B+. So the car name is Aquilles. And the reason it's named Aquilles, in English it won't sound as fun, but in Spanish, it goes with my personality because the full name is Aquiles va este, okay? So when you pronounce it, Aquiles va este, no? Aquiles va este. And, that's part of the fun that we have during La Carrera, which is one of the most important things for me is having fun. We'll talk a little bit about that surely later, but that's a way that you can relate to your car. And for me, that's very important. The car for me, it's got to have a personality. The car for me, it's got to have, I need to bond with it. And it's been giving us a lot of happy moments. I've won overall rallies with it. And usually we're on, first, second, or third within our category. So it's a car that I really, really enjoy driving. And then it's us with the Historica B+ category. And the reason I raised that one is very simple. I won the category of Historica B, Historic B. And I won it with another car, with a 318. So why am I racing in that one? Because I've won the other one, and it's the category that you can go higher on a Porsche. And for me, I wouldn't race it in any other car that's not a Porsche. That's just who I am, and that's the cars that I enjoy driving. And so that's why I'm in the Historica B+ category. I started in bikes. I started in motorcycles and on dirt bikes. And what I like about the dirt bike is that you're having a happy dance with the back, and the back is the what it's moving you forward, no? So from that, when I started into racing. I didn't start at a Porsche, of course, no? I think few people do, but the moment I was able to get on a Porsche, it immediately it immediately clicked. And not only that, happiness with, you know, just the back end, which is lots of fun. I see it like dancing, and like you'll hear me repeat a lot. For me, fun is the most important part of racing. There's people that get, you know, focused and concentrated. You know, for me, that's fine. To each its own. For me, it's about having fun. If I'm having fun, everything flows. And for me, Porsche brings me that. It brings me fun at the same time as it brings me reliability. And on a race like La Carrera Panamericana, if you don't have a reliable car, you're bound to be in deep. I do believe the name, the ultimate road race, is a perfect name for La Carrera Panamericana. It's very, very, very hard to describe. I've been trying to describe this since I'm racing it, and it's hard to describe because it's literally the pinnacle of racing. You have enclosed roads just for you, just for your enjoyment. You're there, your car, your co-driver, and the road on beautiful sceneries. And it's like a moving circus from one city to the other to the other. It's like a moving organism, and I do believe it's the ultimate road race because I've been fortunate enough to be able to race in other parts of the world. There's nothing like La Carrera. It's literally the people that are on the side of the road, on the city centers where we go in. They're also part of the La Carrera, and that's, you don't have that anywhere else in the world. It's that heat that the people give you, that love that you feel from inside the car, which is just spectacular. The first challenge is that you have to concentrate before starting the race, before starting the speed stage, which it's hard because there's days with 6, 7, 8 speed stages, so you have to reconcentrate again. But the moment you see that clock over there that goes 10, 9, blah, 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 and then go, everything falls into place. And what I call it is the most impeccable way to just live the moment. And what do I mean by living the moment? You're living in the present, okay? And there's very few things that you can do in life that are actually just focused on the present. So the only thing that could be in your mind during that whole speed stage is the present. Next turn and the following 3 turns. That's all I can keep in my head at any given time. So literally, you're just focusing on what will happen in the next 2 or 3 seconds. That's it. I can't find any other situation in life that you can only be living 3 seconds at a time. You're always struggling to leave the past behind, and you're always focusing on the future. And both those things you can barely control. And in here, you're controlling a powerful car for just 3 seconds. That's what, for me, it's the speed stage. It's very tight, the relationship, because obviously, you know, he's putting his life in my hands. That's a huge responsibility. In Roberto's case, you know, he's got kids, I've got kids, you know, no one wants to do anything dumb. So on that regard, it's a very humbling relationship for me as a driver to have someone else's life in my hands. And I put my life in his hands, of course, as well. So it generates a bond, but like with everything, it's also tough in terms of being inside the car for 10 days and you have all sorts of moods. You have, I love you, man, you're the greatest, I'm your fan. And then you go out to, holy, that beep, beep, beep. You know, it's, because, things go wrong and it's, we race so passionately that, passion is a two-way street. So the relationship is a very complicated, not cut and dry relationship with the driver and co-driver. But I love Roberto. I'm so thankful. He's awesome, and I really enjoy racing with him. The only thing I know about cars is that you start them with the left hand. That's all. That's my knowledge of cars. That's as far as I go with the mechanics. I should have learned, and I've been around cars forever. I just like driving them. If I have time to be around cars, I want to be driving them. So the mechanics, I don't really work at all on them. We use Farben Motors, which I'm completely thankful to him. Jose Luis is a savvy, awesome mechanic. He knows his Porsches, and so he handles Aquilles. He handled 318, which was the previous car, and he also carries for us a 356 that we call La Canica, that I race in vintage. So he's very savvy. I completely trust him. He takes care of the car, and I literally just go get on it and drive it as hard as I can. That's it. So the favorite part of racing La Carrera Panamericana and racing in Mexico, for me it would be very simple: the people. For me, the people are the most important part of the race. And what I mean by the people is the people that do the effort of waking up early, being on the stage, cheering you, and all the way to the center of the towns. You see the kids, their smile, just their awe about the car, the noise of the car and how they enjoy it and how it brings happiness to the people. That's probably one of my favorite things. And then the drivers, I really enjoy. It's 10 days laughing every time that you're out of the car. We just have so much fun. We're just a tight group of individuals that get along pretty well. And then obviously just having roads like my Mil Cumbres, El Espinazo del Diablo, La Puerta del Sol, those stages, just having that close for you and being able to pick your line on a turn that you will only pass once. Only pass once. You can't forget that. That's my favorite part. You will only be there once, and it's all for you to enjoy. There's no other car that will affect your line. There's no other anything. It's you, your car. So for me, those would probably be the three favorite things of La Carrera Panamericana. But probably my favorite memory was when I won three years ago, coming into Durango, and getting out of the car at the finish line, and the rockets and the papers flying all around with the champagne, and it took me a lot of preparation from building the car, training in the car, and finally being able to fulfill that dream. That would be way up there. And other wonderful memories is almost every time we've sat down to have lunch with all the friends and just laughing and just enjoying and remembering what happened during the day. Those would be probably, one is generic and the other one is quite specific. And there's another one, El Espinazo del Diablo, last year and the year before, finishing second overall, beating cars with twice the horsepower that we had, and just a beautiful, perfect stage that we did. That's probably another high ranking on the list. So what would I tell someone that wants to race la Carrera Panamericana or is thinking about it? Stop freaking thinking about it. Just do it.